What's up, everyone? Welcome to Building a SaaS, a video series where we're going to sit side by side and we're going to create a software as a service in a half an hour a day. So you're going to kind of just come along on this journey with me and see as we build out a software as a service. So the software as a service, we are using a tool called Wave. And if you go to devdojo.com/wave, this is a software as a service starter kit that you can use for free. It's free on GitHub. It has things like authentication, billing, subscription plans, user profiles, and just a bunch of other features that will save you a bunch of time. So now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's go ahead and jump into it and start building more functionality into our software as a service. So I'm going to start my timer just so that way this doesn't go over a half an hour. And I think today what we're going to do is, I think we'll probably play around with the dashboard a little bit. So once you go to the application dashboard, you have here where you can modify your application dashboard. And this is for somebody who's logged in. So whether that's a free user or somebody who's actually paid for your service, they will land here at their dashboard, and then it's up to you to decide whether you want to give them additional functionality. So I think also on the home page, I may also want to add a few different bars up here. So I may want to do a few bar designs today, but let's go ahead and just modify the dashboard. And I'm trying to think of right whenever the user lands on the dashboard, what they would have. So typically, if I want to have a call to action on my website, I may have a list of sites, and then I also may have a list of like bar designs. So maybe I have a column for sites and then another one for bar designs, and this could always change up later as well. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump over to Tailwind UI, and I'm going to check out some of those templates just kind of for inspiration. And maybe I might even change up the way that the dashboard looks a little bit. So if we come over here, we can check out some of the home screens, and all these look really nice. I was actually kind of thinking if we could have one that the sidebar was collapsed. That might look kind of cool, but I still do like all of these. So let's see, this one has, we have projects, and this one looks kind of cool too. Let's just go down here. I do kind of like the way that this one looks. So we could have like your home page, which has like a dashboard that has all the analytics on it. Then you could have another section that has like my sites, and then maybe like my designs, and that would be like the different bars that you can add to different websites. So this one does look kind of cool. Let's see. I like that one. That one looks nice too. Let's go back and check out some of the other examples. So we have application shells, we have the stacked layouts and sidebar layouts, and multi-column. That's kind of cool. Okay. See, this one's pretty plain, and I kind of like that because then I can add my own functionality to it. Let's see this one too. We have search right there. Okay, this is actually the one that I kind of like. I wish it had a tooltip as we hovered over it. And we actually don't need a search for our application. Yeah, so I kind of like this one right here. We could have like home, we could have like maybe websites, and then we could have like bar designs, and then maybe some additional info over here. Let's see. Yeah, let's go ahead and just try it out. That's what this is all about, is just a trial and error. You add things that maybe you're going to change up later. But for the most part, you just want to keep on trying to get at least a few things done every day, and then you'll start making some progress. So let's see how we can actually maybe copy this sidebar. That's probably what I want to grab. So I'm going to open up Developer Tools, and this may actually just be easier to grab this content. Like that, we have the header. Yeah, so I may even just grab this HTML. And you can see this is nice because we are using the tall stack, which is Tailwind, Alpine, Laravel, and Livewire. And this actually uses Alpine under the hood, so we'll actually get these drop downs here. So yeah, let me copy this, and let me go into our application. Okay, so this is going to be inside of, I think it's our dashboard index. So again, let me close out everything, close all, and collapse all. I hate these notifications here. Yeah, maybe I'll update that later. Alrighty, so we go to resources, views. We are using the tall stack theme, and that is the dashboard index.blade.php. So this actually contains the layouts.app, and I think we're probably going to need to modify this, and then the content inside is going to be where let me show you real quick before I just start blabbing on. So all this content right here is actually going to be in our main app layout, and then this is where the content is going to change. So we don't actually need that search, but that's okay. So I think that I need to paste this into the layouts app. So if I go into layouts, I have the app.blade.php. And maybe I actually want to create a different layout, because maybe I want to have a layout specifically for the home page, and then I also want to have a dashboard layout. So I think I will call this maybe app is a better name, and then maybe I can create a new layout and call this main.blade.php, and we will actually copy the contents of app into main, and then the app is going to be the one that we're going to use for the actual application, like once the user is logged in. And I'm also going to show you one setting that I want to change. So if I am currently logged in and I go to the home page, it's going to let me go to the home page. But I don't want that to happen with my application. I want it to be, if you're logged in, you're automatically just redirected to the dashboard. And that's a simple setting change that we can do inside of the Wave admin. I can go over here to settings, and let me see where this is at. I think that's authentication. So we have homepage redirects to dashboard if logged in. So I'm going to say yes. I want that to be what happens. So if we go to the homepage, it's actually just going to redirect us to the dashboard. So we're already logged in as a user. I don't think that we need to have this bar up here. And this is going to be where the user lands, and they can add their sites and add their different bar designs and do all the cool stuff that we're going to allow them to do once they become a paid user of our application. So let's go back to that layout. Where was that at? Right here. Okay, so I'm just going to say edit as HTML. I'm going to copy this whole thing, and we're going to put this inside of our app.blade.php. So I think I will actually remove all of this. We have theme bars, header, partials, footer, dev bar. I'll have to make sure that some of this I don't take out. Like we need the Wave checkout. Actually, we don't need that. So the user has already purchased, so we actually don't need the Wave checkout script anymore in there. We probably do need these toast notifications, so we'll keep that. So let's take out the Wave checkout. You know what? Actually, we do need the Wave checkout, because if the user wants to change their plan, we still need to have those scripts in there. So we're going to keep just all of this down here at the bottom. We need the Livewire scripts. We have a footer right there, which we don't need. I'm going to remove that. And we will also need to yield our content. So I'm just going to go ahead and paste this here. And I'll probably need to format it. I probably want to also add a comment so I can see where this begins. Yeah, looks like there's a lot of content there. So I have this plugin that I installed. It's VS Code plugin. It's called Beautify. I think that's what it's called. So you say Beautify file, HTML, and then it's just going to format it as HTML. So I think up here I'm going to say start of new template, just so I can refer to this later. And I can see where that matching div is. I hate this though. The Beautify file does not modify the SVGs. I think I actually set that because I hate it whenever an SVG turns into like a big glob. Really all I need to see is the beginning of the SVG file. Okay, I'm not going to do all that with the SVGs here. There's more down here. Let's find out where this ends. Yeah, so I'm going to say end of new template. Okay, so I want to probably remove everything above this, and I do want to copy this yield content, So we have the partials header, the bar, and the demo bar. Yeah, so I can just remove this. And there may be a little bit more that we need to change in the body class. But let's figure out where we're going to basically yield the content. So whenever we're at the home, the content that we put inside of that home.blade.php is going to be output depending on where we put this yield script. So we have this main, I think this is it right here. Let's take a look back at that template. Let's see, x-placeholder. Yeah, so it looks like that's where we want the main content to be. So we have two different bars. And I don't know if we really need that layout. Let me see what happens. Yeah, I don't know if we need both of those layouts right there. So we have the aside, and so main is probably where we want to yield. So we can just remove that, and then we can yield the content. So this could be totally broken, but let's go ahead and take a look and see what, actually not too bad. Yeah, so we have our new application dashboard. Again, we can remove this search, and we do have our icons over here. So let's go ahead and add our fancy bar logo right there. Let's find this inside of our partials header.blade.php, and there's our SVG. Now let's find out where this is at. So this is an image. I'm going to replace that with an SVG. We want this to be a little bit larger, so we'll say W8, H-8, and I think we want this to have a text white, and we want fill current. No, that's not what we want. I wanted the whole thing to be actually white, so let's take a look and see what we're dealing with this SVG. Yeah, so we have fill. I don't want that to be black. I want that to be white, so I could just change that there. And then each path is filled with white. I guess I could just maybe make that none. I don't know if that would actually make it transparent though. So I could always just change the color. Let me just take this color, change that, so FFF. Yeah, we'll change that one, and we could modify this later too. That did not work. So let's say we have fill. Oh, okay. So I just changed the background color that we changed to white. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that looks pretty good. So that's our fancy bar logo. And we could actually make the whole thing span, so it would just be like those letters right there. That might look kind of cool. Okay, let's go back and try that. So the background, we want that to kind of look like it's just going to be transparent. And then with each one of these, I think we just want that to be white. Yeah, I kind of like the way that looks. Okay, let's keep that. We could always change it up later if we wanted to as well. So we have that. And again, this is, I said that we didn't want a color scheme. Maybe I just want it to be black and white. We'll just keep the current color scheme that's there right now, and then we could always change it up later. So here we're probably going to have like the dashboard home. I'm going to go over to the Wave demo and see the different sections of the application that we have. So under here we have the Wave admin profile. Then we have the admin, my profile, settings, and sign out. So I could probably even copy this dropdown and move that into this dropdown section right here. So let me see if I'm getting a console error, because it doesn't look like that dropdown is working. Nope, no console error. Okay, so what I could do is I could probably just replace our application functionality with this right here. Let's go ahead and give that a try. We're at about halfway through, so I think we're good to go. This is kind of fun. And I think that's one kind of key thing as you're building out your app. And I'm by no means an expert, but it's kind of one thing that I like to, if I get excited about something, I'm like, I might as well continue working on that. And then I can come around to the other stuff that I maybe find not as fun. And then maybe at that point, I might find it more fun. But yeah, I mean, if you're excited about working on something And it's moving the project forward. Work on that piece, and then you can jump around to another section later. So yeah, that's kind of the way that I feel about it. We're kind of doing it for fun too. I mean, if the end goal is to make money, which I know you got to make money in order to continue working on it. But if it's just your free time, you're just working on it to have fun and maybe build an app, like a profitable SaaS in the future, it should be fun because you're going to be continually working on this project for possibly years to come. And if it becomes something that you start relying on for all of your finances, it's going to be something that you could be working on the rest of your life. So might as well enjoy the project that you're working on. Otherwise, I don't see too big of a point of working on it. So enough rambling. Alrighty, let's jump back over. And I lost my train of thought. That happens a lot. Let's say, okay, we have our header. And I think this is where, yeah, we have authenticated mobile and guest mobile. So those are the menus. And then we also have menus.authenticated. So let's look at menus/authenticated. Yeah, it looks like this is where we are going to find the drop down. So you have, yeah, that's the, if you're on a trial, this is going to be the trial notification right there. And then we have the notifications partial and profile drop down. So let's copy this profile drop down. And we are going to put this, we'll probably want to create some partials for this too, but I'm just going to keep going at the pace that I'm going right now. Picker area, I'm not sure what this is. So let's find that user dropdown. We have inboxes, view notifications, open user menu. Okay, and this, I'm wondering why this one actually wasn't working. But we're going to paste in our dropdown here, and it's going to just replace this. So hopefully this should work. Where did that start? Okay, let's just remove that. I sometimes do this. I'll just put ASDF there, just so I can search for ASDF to see where that was at. Yeah, right there. I forgot to open that div. Oh, come on. Okay, so I see that matches with this. And I think HTML comments are really just to keep yourself like aware of where divs are starting and where divs are ending. So where was that matching div? I think that was it. Nope, I have one more up. Looks like right there. User dropdown. Looking good. Let's see how this looks. Boom. Oh, and our dropdown's still not working. And why is that happening? Did I not include the app.js? Okay, that could be why. I think if I look inside of the footer.blade.php, this is inside of the partials. I think I have the JavaScript in here. Okay, yeah, and we probably also want to include this announcements. We have the JavaScript and the Google Site Analytics. So how about we copy that? We go back to the app. And where should I put this at? I think I want that above the Livewire scripts. I don't remember. And that's actually really important because sometimes if you add, was it Alpine above your Livewire, I think that could cause some issues, or either it's below. But I'm going to go ahead and take a look at my other app, .blade.php, inside of the Tailwind folder, and I'm going to see which order that comes in. So we have the footer, and then where is the Livewire? Am I just not seeing it here? Livewire. Oh, duh. We don't even have Livewire on this one, so that's why it wouldn't be there. So I put this inside of the, created a different layout, right? Cancel. So tall stack, yeah, main.blade.php. Yeah, so we had Livewire scripts and then we had the footer. So I need to add the JavaScript after the Livewire script. So Livewire script, where did you go? Let's add it there. And again, we're going to need to clean up this file a little bit later. But let's save that. Let's go back here and reload. And what do you know? The dropdown works. But we do have a little offset problem. Let's take a look at what's going on there. Yeah, it looks like that this actually has a margin top of 20. Probably don't need that. Oh, maybe we need a little bit. So maybe a margin top of, let's say 5. Do a little bit more. 10, that's good. Maybe let's try 12 and see what that looks like. Let's take a look and see how Tailwind does it. Yeah, that's like right there, so I guess I could do that 10. So jumping back over to our file right here, I need to look for user dropdown. And we are going to look for a margin top of 20. Or is that an empty 20? I want to change that to 10. Okay, I think that's good. Yep, that looks great. So then I can also add my notifications dropdown. I'm not going to do that just yet. I think I might actually change up the icons over here. So we're going to have home, maybe bars, and then maybe sites and settings. So let's go to fancy bar, not fancy bar, what am I thinking? Hero icons. And there is heroicons.dev and there's also .com. But for some reason, every single time I copy the SVG, something ends up getting messed up. I don't know, maybe it's not anymore, but I usually just like to use the .dev. So I want to look for the home icon. Simple enough, just search for home. It's going to be our dashboard home. So I've copied that SVG. And actually, do I want that to be like full, like colored in? No, I think I just want the lines. So I'll take that home. And then we need to find this user menu down here. Let's find out where this is at. Okay, so we actually have a narrow sidebar. So let's search for that. Narrow sidebar. Yeah, so we have the A tag right here. So I guess this is for screen readers only. We have open. This is going to be home instead. And the SVG, we have W6H6. Okay, that's perfect. Yeah, so we have the home. And then we are going to have, I don't know if we wanted a sites or maybe bars after that. Let's see what we can find for site. That would probably be like a world or globe icon. That would probably represent a site. Maybe a link. Yeah, maybe we'll go with the link for now. Nope, we're going to go with the globe. I think that probably represents a website more than anything. So maybe I want bars and then sites after that. So this is going to go in the third section right here. And we'll say sites. That looks good. And then bars. I'm trying to think of what icon we would want for bars. And maybe we'll have to do a custom icon because I can't really think of one. But it is also going to be bar design. So maybe we want to think about design or color. In 1 second, my dog wants in again. Sunny, I'm messing up my videos. Come on. You have to say hi now. Come here, you have to say hi. Oh. No, I'm doing a video. You gotta say hi to everyone. You gonna say hi? Okay. Go on. Go lay down. Go on. Okay, so we want the color swatch. Yeah, I think that one's gonna look good. Maybe even paint. Nah, let's do color. Color swatch. It looks like we got about 5 minutes left, but I'm pretty excited about how the dashboard is starting to look so far. So I think it's a success. Okay, so we wanted that to be bars. So home, bars, or we could call it designs. And what I may even want to do, because it's not right whenever you were to land on the application, it's not very apparent that, that's exactly what these are, like home. And then people are like, oh, what is that? So maybe even adding a tooltip that as you hover over it, it will say like bars or designs and then sites. And then obviously a good application really walks the user, they basically takes their hand and then walks them through the whole process. It's just an onboarding process. So whenever we start building out more functionality and the user logs in after they purchase, we'll need to have like a good explainer video or just a good onboarding process right whenever they land at the home dashboard. So we have the designs, we have the sites, then maybe I also want a settings, and this is where I think the user could jump to their settings here. Maybe I could have like a user profile, and then I could also have a settings, and this is just going to be like a global settings. And you can see this is kind of jacked up right here. Let's see why this is messed up. So we have Flex 1. Yeah, we have Max W7XL. Maybe I just need to have W full there. W dash full. Whoa, looks really full. I don't know if I want it to be that big, but I mean, it's better than the other way, so we'll just go with it. Let's find this file. So this is inside of our, I think it's going to be partials, no, actually settings and index. There we go. Let's change this to W-full. And I guess I could even add a margin. So I could say MX, maybe 32. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, it looks a little bit better. And I'm trying to think if I would actually want this to be aligned to the very left. But I think this is good for now. So the user can go to their settings, and it looks like we're having a Z index issue. And why is that? Do we have a Z index on this? Z dash? We don't. Okay, so maybe back on the app, I need to find the user dropdown. I need to add a Z index, your relative Z, let's say 50. Reload. There we go. Okay, so we have the globe for sites. Then we also need to add settings. We've got about 3 minutes here, so I want to wrap up this left sidebar here. So let's go to the menu. What was the menu comment? I already forgot that. See, that was narrow sidebar. Narrow sidebar. And again, that's why breaking this file up into different partials is going to make it easier, because then we can easily jump to those files instead of having to search for them. So we have the sidebar, bars, sites. So we could have settings. So we're going to look for cog. So this is going to be right there. We'll say settings. And then maybe we even want to have a billing. So I could have card. So the user could modify their billing if they wanted to. I don't know if you want it right on the sidebar, but maybe you do. And we'll see if we can add that there. Billing. And then you know what? Maybe we also want the profile. So they could go right to their user, user circle. And that could go right to their profile. So some of these URLs I know that I can actually add. This is going to be settings. I think this is going to be settings/billing, I think. Let's take a look at what that URL is. So we go up here. Actually, we can just go down here to the plans, settings/plans, subscriptions. Oh, subscription actually is what it would be. Yeah. So billing, settings/subscription. So now if we were to go here, click on this, it's going to take us right to our subscription. And this is where the user can modify their credit card info once they've purchased, or they can also cancel their subscription. And we also have the settings that they can jump right to. Actually, that's settings. Maybe this should be security. Actually, that should be their user profile. So every single user has a user profile, and this is up to you whether you want to use it in your app or not. So I'm not sure if we want that, but maybe we'll add that for their profile right there. Let's see, we got 30 seconds left. Let's go ahead and add the route wave.profile. And then I know this is going to be /settings. Reload, and we're getting that 500 because I don't think wave.profile is actually the specific location of that URL. So let me look inside of the... Okay, so time is up, but we're going to be just 30 seconds and then we'll be done. So I'm going to look inside of my app. I need to find out where the user dropdown is, and I want to find the route for the user profile. So view profile, and yeah, that's why I was getting that error. So I actually need to pass the username for that URL. Okay, so narrow sidebar. Let's go ahead and add this here. Oh. Alrighty, now we reload, and now we can jump to the user profile. We can then go to settings, we can then go to billing, and I think that's coming along really nicely. Okay, so now we can sign out of our application. And why are we getting this error? And we are getting this error because our main files use the app.blade.php. So what we need to do for a few of the files is, say like our home, we need to go to that file, and we need to say, instead of this extending the layouts.app, this is going to extend the layouts.main. So if I reload that, now we get the home page here. And the same thing is going to happen for things like the login. So we will need to change a good amount of these to be the layouts.main. So we have login and register. And I think I'll just do those two for now, and then we'll do the other ones in the next video. But now the user can go to the home page. We're going to still create this whole funnel where they can enter in their URL and see what the bar looks like on their website. The user can then sign in. Why didn't we just have that working? Layouts.main, register, layouts.main. Okay, so we went to login. Okay, now it's working. Okay, so we go to admin at admin.com, and then our default password as password. And now the user's logged into their dashboard, and we have our new dashboard layout with the home, the bar settings, we have the sites, their settings, their billing info, and their profile. So that's it for this video. Thanks for hanging out with me as we create a software as a service in a half hour a day. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow.